Hi, my name is Sergio Farragut, and I'm excited to take you through a demo to show you how easy it is to productionize data for real-time fraud detection with Tecton. Fraud detection teams face three big challenges. Fraudsters constantly develop new attack patterns, but deploying countermeasures takes months. Unreliable model accuracy leads to failures in stopping fraud and too many false positives, which cause more financial loss and significant customer churn. High-volume real-time fraud detection uses heavyweight data infrastructure that is expensive to build, maintain, and manage. I'm going to show you how companies like Coinbase and Block have successfully addressed these challenges by transforming their feature development and infrastructure using Tecton. Transaction fraud teams spend months building or adapting complex data pipelines to produce features that establish user behavior baselines, monitor ongoing activity, and combine them in real time with new transactions to calculate fraud risk. Fraud teams end up building many batch, streaming, and real-time transformations on different technology stacks, making it expensive and difficult to maintain. What if instead you could define features with simple, standardized code and have all the infrastructure managed for you automatically? Tecton makes it so you can go from idea to better decisions in minutes, helping your models get more accurate and your team save time and money. Let me show you how data scientists work with Tecton in a notebook environment like this one to quickly experiment with new features and train models. Streaming features are critical to fraud detection because the events that expose fraud unfold in real time. With bespoke streaming solutions, you have to manage high watermarks, partitioning, and even custom segmentation to avoid memory and freshness problems for each aggregation. Plus, then you need to figure out how to backfill historical data with equivalent logic in different tech stack. Here's how Tecton makes it easy for you to handle event streams. You just create a streaming source, and using this source, create a streaming transformation to build continuously fresh fraud signals. This streaming transformation produces counts, sums, and averages of transaction amounts over the last minutes, hours, and days. With Tecton, any time window aggregation feature is simple. You just choose a function, an input column, and a time window. The really nice thing about Tecton is that there's nothing else to do. Tecton takes care of the rest. Tecton maintains the online store for real-time serving, maintains the offline store, and backfills it with historical feature values for model training. Data scientists can test and tweak their feature ideas directly in the notebook before putting anything in production. Batch transformations are just as easy because they use the same feature definition language. With that feature definition, Tecton builds the end-to-end data pipeline for you. At runtime, it connects the data sources, provisions compute resources as needed, and manages ongoing data maintenance for all your features. Tecton keeps training and serving data completely consistent because it uses the same feature transformation code to create historical offline features and online serving features. And it runs ongoing stream and batch processing that keeps all the features up to date. When you use aggregate features, you engage Tecton's aggregation engine that has been designed to deal with any time window very efficiently. It uses incremental partial aggregation that handles large data volumes using less compute, less storage, and lowers cost and still serves fresh features in milliseconds. Let's take a look at real-time feature calculations. At transaction processing time, where the new transaction must be combined with recent events and historical baselines in just a few milliseconds, bespoke solutions cobble together features from different batch and streaming technologies into their real-time logic in yet another technology. In contrast, Tecton's centralized approach has pre-calculated features directly available on the same platform that processes the new transaction data in real time. You can combine all these signals in real time by simply adding them to the list of sources. In production, Tecton retrieves pre-calculated features for the user and provides them as input parameters to your code. Your code uses Python to combine them and create new features like amount acceleration and distance between current transaction and recent activity. Just like in the streaming feature, you test your real-time calculations directly in the notebook. After feature experimentation and design are completed, for many fraud teams, moving to production turns into months of work building data pipelines to produce the features that the data scientists have designed. As a data scientist using Tecton, you publish your tested transformations to a shared code repository that is jointly managed by the ML team to publish into production. Moving into production is simply one Tecton apply command. Tecton builds the completed data pipelines in a matter of seconds, immediately executes new materialization jobs, and schedules ongoing data maintenance jobs. Here in the Tecton user interface, you can see the full data lineage, from raw data sources through transformations to feature serving endpoints. Data scientists can discover existing features and reuse them instead of reinventing the wheel. Operations teams can view and control job execution, monitor stream processing and serving performance, and manage users and their access permissions. Okay, so let's test these pipelines. You can test live data pipelines using the Tecton Python SDK or directly through the REST API. I'm ingesting some payment transactions into the streaming feature pipeline I showed you above. These events span $10 23 hours ago, $100 10 hours ago, $1,000 5 minutes ago, and $1 just now. The streaming feature values are immediately available for retrieval through the REST API or here in the notebook through the Python client. As a data scientist or data engineer, you can easily verify how the streaming feature values are processed. For real-time features, Tecton retrieves pre-calculated features from the online store and executes your code to produce new features immediately. Your code is deployed into Tecton's feature serving layer that automatically scales based on transaction traffic and maintains feature retrieval performance even at peak workloads. Let's talk about training your models. Tecton improves model accuracy by creating time-accurate backfills for your features and time-aware assembly of the data into training datasets. It eliminates the risk of training and serving skew. Okay, now to use features in production, let me show you how Tecton works. A feature service defines a set of features used for training and serving a model. You simply list the features you want to include. You already have a labeled dataset of fraudulent events, so let's enrich them to create a training dataset. You do this through the Get Features for Events API that time travels, retrieves features from the offline store, and calculates real-time features as of the timestamp of each training event. Small datasets can be computed locally, and large datasets can use larger remote compute resources to build the training data asynchronously. These training datasets can then be used many times without the need for expensive recalculation. In production, Tecton feature retrieval provides consistently low latency, high throughput, and fresh feature values. Fast key lookups and real-time calculations enable quick decisions. Its reliable performance prevents fraudsters from exploiting busy periods. Tecton provides a REST endpoint to serve fresh features in milliseconds to your fraud detection application. So to recap, I've shown you how with Tecton, you can quickly experiment and design complex batch, streaming, and real-time features using Python and SQL. Easily put them in production, create training datasets that improve the accuracy of your models, and lower cost while saving tremendous amounts of time. It transforms months of engineering work into minutes of Python code. Our customers are seeing 80% faster feature deployment, 10 times more features in production, zero infrastructure management. Data scientists can experiment and deploy new features without waiting for infrastructure teams. So that's Tecton. It simplifies, centralizes, and standardizes feature engineering, and it productionizes everything from source data to feature serving automatically so that your team can make better decisions fast.